up until now you should be very proficient when you're measuring angles with the units of degrees, and the symbol is just a small circle as a superscript. Minutes, and we use just a single quote, and seconds. So just in time, units of time, we've got hours, minutes and seconds. We've got, when measuring angles, we've got degrees, minutes and seconds. And we know that 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes, and 1 minute equals 60 seconds. And we also know, because of that, that 1 degree equals 3,600 seconds. So if we were asked to convert 55.312 degrees to degrees, minutes, seconds, I know most calculators these days have a button that you can just put in 55.312 and push the DMS button, and you'll get it in degrees, minutes, seconds. Failing that, if you don't have that, we know that our answer will have 55 degrees in our answer. So we've got to convert this 0.312 degrees into minutes, and to convert degrees into minutes you multiply by 60, so all you need to do is put 0.312 times 60 into your calculator, and you will get 18.72. Now that's converted degrees, the decimal part of the degree, into minutes, so that's minutes. So we've got 18 whole minutes, and we've got 0.72 of a minute left over. So if you put in your calculator 0.17, just the decimal part of this, to convert minutes into seconds, we multiply by 60, and we will get 43.2 seconds. So that'll be 43.2 seconds. So another way, failing having a DMS button on your calculator, you can go from degrees into degrees, minutes and seconds. The opposite of that is when you've got 55 degrees, 18 minutes, so you've got the answer, the initial quantity in degrees, minutes and seconds, and you want to convert that back into just degrees. So it'll be 55 plus, now we want to convert the minutes into degrees, so to convert minutes into degrees we divide by 60, and we want to convert the second part, which is 43.2, into degrees, and we know that 1 degree equals 3,600, so we're going to divide that by 3,600, and putting that in your calculator we will get 55.312 degrees. Okay, so working with degrees, minutes, seconds is a must to be very proficient at that. Another way of measuring angles is by using the units called radians. Just as in, say, measuring temperature, we've got Celsius and we've got Fahrenheit, so they both measure temperature, but they've got two different scales. Well, degrees, minutes, seconds and radians are both ways of measuring angles, but different scales. Now, a definition of a radian, if we've got any circle of radius r, and we measure out an arc along the circumference, and we measure it out r, a distance of r, so whatever the radius is, we'll measure out that radius along the arc. And we go back up to here, so this is also r. So this angle here will be 1 radian. Now you know that if, instead of going along the arc, if we just went straight along there, that would be 60 degrees because we have an equilateral triangle. So 1 radian because, if you like, we've squeezed this in so that we've got a curved R down the bottom here instead of having a straight line, we're going to have slightly less than 60 degrees. So 1 radian, now some books will use C for radian. It's not very popular, C standing for circular measure. So we normally write the word radian or RAD or 1R is equal to, approximately equal to, wavy equals is approximately 57.3 degrees. So there's an approximation. As we said, it's slightly less than 60 degrees. We also know that if you've got an angle here, theta, so theta over 360 degrees in a circle will be equal to this arc length R, so R over the complete distance around a circle, which is 2 pi R. So the ratio of theta to a complete circle is the same ratio as the arc length to the complete circumference, so R over 2 pi R. So we've got theta, we can do some cross multiplication, we'll just multiply both sides by 360, will be equal to 360 over 2 pi R. 2's will go into that, 180. Well, the R's will cancel, sorry, we'll cancel those R's, so that R should not be there. So we've got 360 over 2 pi, the 2 goes into the 180, so 180 on pi. So if we put in our calculator 180 over pi and work that out, 180 divided by pi, we'll get 57.3 degrees. So theta is equal to 180 over pi, or 57.3 degrees. So that's how many degrees is equal to pi. We need to be able to convert from pi, so from radians to degrees and degrees to radians. So I'll give you a little way of remembering it. Degrees, radians. So from degrees to radians, we multiply by pi over 180. And to convert radians back to degrees, we multiply by the inverse of that, which is 180 over pi. So if you've got a number of degrees and you want to go to radians, you multiply by pi on 180. If you want to go from radians to degrees, you multiply by 180 over pi. We also know that pi radians is the same as 180 degrees. So pi radians equals 180 degrees, and that'll also allow you to do this little conversion. But this is one here that you should commit to memory, and you should be very good at being able to work from degrees to radians and radians back to degrees.